Hello, beautiful people. Happy Monday. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. We are here with another live video. Look, the content been a little scarce in this new year. I haven't really been like making content like I normally do, just always pumping content out. But y'all done got a lot of content the last like 3 days, child. So make sure y'all catch up. I did a few live videos. I want to say I did one live one day and then I did 2 lives the next. So like 3 live videos I just put up, and then like 6 videos total. So make sure y'all catch up on all the content that I have recently uploaded. I did the Walking Dead spinoff series, The Ones Who Live. Child, let me look because my brain can't remember. What the hell did I talk about recently? I don't even know. Oh, I did a live video for everything I watched in March. I literally just did it and we midway through April, but look, I got it done. I did my double blind and parallel double feature. I talked about that. And then I uploaded content on the Netflix series, Asian horror series. I cannot pronounce his name. Guy Sung. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. My horror Final Girls tier list. Make sure you check out the new content. And today we are here on this fine Monday night to discuss the new Jason Statham movie, The Beekeeper. I just watched it yesterday, so I have some jumbled notes. I haven't really gotten anything together. It's just some jumbled notes, but we are going to talk about Jason Statham playing Jason Statham again. I feel like, okay, let's get into it. If you're not familiar, the synopsis for The Beekeeper: one man's brutal campaign for vengeance takes on national stakes after he is revealed to be a former operative of a powerful and clandestine organization known as Beekeepers. Now, child, Jason Statham will always play himself. Jason Statham gonna always play the Jason Statham character, but I like the Jason Statham character. I love watching Jason Statham be Jason Statham and beat niggas down. Like, that's entertaining to me. I don't have a problem with that. And I feel like we've talked about that on this channel before. There are certain actors who play a certain character of themselves all the time. I feel like, Will Smith always plays the Will Smith character. Of course, he started to branch out because he wanted his Oscar. Vin Diesel always plays the Vin Diesel character. There are just certain actors that always play that certain character of themselves, and Jason Statham is one of those actors. But I personally don't have a problem with it. Everybody cannot be, Samuel Jackson, or like everybody don't have the range, and that's perfectly fine. Like, know your strengths and play to it. And I feel like Jason Statham knows his strengths and he plays to them. And I love the Jason Statham character. Okay. With The Beekeeper, it's a pretty generic story, pretty uninspiring characters, but it's, like I said, it's fun watching Jason Statham be Jason Statham. We got some good hand-to-hand combat. All the action sequences and fights were really good, in my opinion. Like, I loved that part of the movie. There is a scene where one of the goons get like his teeth knocked out and you literally see his little chick licks coming out. There's a scene where the elevator like chops one goon in half. There's some really good fight, like brutal gore moments. And we got a fun third act fighting scene where Jason Statham is like fighting his way. Was he fighting his way to the White House? We was going to the president's house, but maybe it wasn't the White House. Maybe it was just like one of her houses. I don't know, child. But it was a really good little sequence. But it's always so funny to me when you watch action movies and you got a one-man army situation and he's fighting a bunch of people. And somehow people with guns, while he's fighting one person, never put their gun up to shoot until he's like going over to them and then he can knock the gun out their hand. And I'm like, why you just wait for him to come over to you before you lift your gun up to shoot him? Who knows, child? But we also got a showdown with one of the goons at the very end when Jason Statham is in this White House. And it kind of makes no sense why this is the hardest fight for him. Everybody else he takes out super easy, except for this last guy with this like yellow get up or whatever. But it's a good ass sequence. Like it's a really good fight, and it's everything with it is one of the best in the movie. It just kind of doesn't make any sense to me why this is the only fight where Jason Statham gets hurt. This is the only fight where the other person kind of gives him a run for his money a bit. I really like how it's filmed, and I need to look up this director and see his work, because I really feel like the script is extremely weak, but the director is the only reason why it's enjoyable in the slightest. It's really fun to look at. It's really engaging to look at. All the fighting and the action and the kind of style of it. Now, when we talk about the style, I do feel like some of it don't make sense in the movie. Like it kind of feels like two different movies. Like the style and all that stuff is one movie, and then the dumbass dialogue and the story is a whole nother movie. Just really god awful writing. The dialogue is horrendous. Sometimes I watch certain movies and the dialogue is literally so bad, I feel like I get dumber just listening to them talk. And that's how I felt with The Beekeeper. I feel like I got dumber just listening to them talk. I also feel like there were way too many references to bees, and I love bees. I do not buy honey. I do not eat honey because of bees. But child, all the little bee references and information, there's even a point in the movie where the female FBI daughter character conveniently finds a book about bees in the new beekeeper assassin person's truck and proceeds to read it to the audience. And I'm just like, come on now, child. Nothing is really logical in the movie. The whole situation where there's a daughter who is estranged from her mom, played by Felicia Rashad. She's estranged from her mom. They barely talk, communicate, whatever, but she just so happens to show up at her mother's house the day of her death. Like, that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Like, how you just so happen to be here at this exact moment. Then there's a point where we have a situation where Felicia Rashad gets conned into like this tech company stealing all of her money, right? And this is something that they do. They defraud people, and they have these different like fraudulent call centers or whatever. And one lead guy from the call center that we first get into contact with, when I tell you this kid was such a dope and so scary, scared of his own shadow. Like, this kid act like he never dropped his own dry cleaning off by himself. But after Jason Statham pulls up to the call center and he tells the security outside, yeah, I'm about to go in here and blow this shit up. And then he go in there and blow that shit up. Now the kid is trying to find who is this guy, right? So he goes to see, like, who did we defraud recently? It must be somebody connected. And he pulls up to Felicia Rashad's farm, and that's when he sees Jason Statham drive off in his truck. And it's him and a group of guys that go in and kill Jason Statham. And it didn't make any sense that this scary ass kid is going to go up in the barn with his gun and take out Jason Statham after Jason Statham just whooped everybody down at the call center. That was the security. Like, and then once all the other goons get taken out, he's sniveling and crying. Like, it didn't make no sense that he would even now maybe ride here because you got to point the guy out. But I feel like it would have made more sense if the kid was just sitting in the car waiting for them to kill Jason Statham. It didn't make no sense for him to go in there. But that's something else I really didn't care for in the movie. All the call center leads, which I think there are just two, they're literally like the same character. Obnoxious, over the top, tech bro types. The first one that I just talked about that went in there to try and kill Jason Statham, he was more fun to watch. The second one was just irksome and just annoying. I really didn't care. And because it didn't make any sense. The first call center, people got killed and whooped the hell down and blown up. And the lead person of that call center specifically got tracked down and killed and tossed off the damn bridge. So once we get to the second call center and the security comes in to try to help. The way the guy acted so cavalier, it didn't make any sense to me. I could see not wanting to stop business, but the attitude and the way he treated the guys that are here to freaking protect them when something literally just happened to another call center, it just wasn't logical. It didn't make any sense to me. So his character kind of irked me. Some other stuff that didn't make a lot of sense was the kid that's the head of all of this whole business. His mom is the president. And we have this black guy who I think was like the head FBI or something like that. We tracked this whole thing down to discover it leads to the president's son and that her whole campaign was funded with this fraudulent funds. And he goes to talk to the mom and her son who hunkered down in the house because they know the beekeeper's after the son. And I literally called it that the son was going to kill this black guy, and he does, but it doesn't make any sense. Like, what was the point of killing him? Like, I don't know. It just really didn't make any sense. You need to be worried about the beekeeper that's coming to kill your ass. And also, it doesn't make any sense that you would kill him because of the information he connected and found out, because it's not like the buck stops here. You don't know who knows the information. He's just the person that pulled up here. I don't know. It just didn't make any sense that in that moment he would kill him. And it also didn't make any sense because the second he kills the black guy, Jason Statham busts up in the room and the kid is immediately like scared because the beekeeper is here now. And I'm just like, but you was just tough and big and bad and shot the lead FBI agent. But now that Jason Statham busts up in the room, now you ain't got no guts no more. Like, that action just didn't add up with what happens next. So I'm just like, why did you just shoot him? And another moment that didn't make any sense. Well, it's a lot of moments that didn't make sense, and I won't nitpick them all. But Felicia Rashad's daughter just irked my nerves the whole movie. But she is hunting Jason Statham down the whole time. And at the very end, after he kills the president's son and he's going to dive out the window, she goes over to the window to point her gun at him to like stop him. And then she just let him go. And I'm like, what was even the point of us doing this? We knew she wasn't going to shoot him. Why did you come to the window? It didn't make any sense. It just irked me all around. But speaking of this damn daughter, I don't understand why the daughter was after Jason Statham when the only thing he was doing was avenging her mom's death. That didn't really add up for me. And then when they're at the White House because she feels like he finna kill the president and they spot him and she's like, put your effing hands up. And I'm like, why are you so angry? Like, he is literally, I get it. Like, he's a vigilante. He can't, like, it's against the law. You law enforcement, whatever the hell. But the fact that she came off so angry and so gung-ho to catch him, why are you screaming, put your effing hands up? And, like, it just didn't make any sense to me. I really feel like the daughter character didn't even need to exist. We could have just had two random FBI agents not connected to Felicia Rashad's character who was on the case. Like, I just feel like that would have made a lot more sense. And just, like, have them better written. Because just as a character, she wasn't written very well. She got on my nerves. I also feel like the story kind of moves a little too fast. Specifically at the top of the film. Because I feel like, for me, as an audience, I didn't care enough about Felicia Rashad or her relationship with Jason Statham. Like, I care in a general sense that they're defrauding people. But, like, for us to be on this mission, it didn't connect enough for why Jason Statham cared so much about Felicia Rashad's character. I feel like we needed a little more for us to understand the bond they had and why he was on this mission, because that's the whole catalyst for the movie, is the fact that he's avenging her. And he says, which, you know, movies should show not tell, which is why we just needed more of this at the top. But throughout the movie, he says a few times, she's the only one that ever cared about me or something like that. And it's like, why y'all keep telling the audience she's the only one that cared about him? Y'all could have just showed us that at the introduction of the movie. Now, there's a good action sequence. They end up where this ex-CIA agent is tasked with, like, kind of being a babysitter and taking care of and being like an Alfred for the president's son. And when he finds out a beekeeper or an ex-beekeeper is after the son, he ends up getting the current beekeeper to go after Jason Statham. And the whole showdown happens at a gas station. And the way this girl was so over the top, it's like I liked it and I didn't like it all at the same time. Like she was so over the top and screaming and being like a maniac. And I liked the style that they went for. It felt very over the top, cheesy, 80s, 90s action villain-esque. I like the sequence, but it's like I like it and don't like it all at the same time. Because I was just like, girl, why are you so hyped? Why are you screaming? Like, what the hell? Like, okay. And then it was so easy for him to take her out. But that's why I feel like this should have been the hard fight. The fight at the end when he has that final showdown, it's a really good fight, but there's no rhyme or reason why this is the hardest fight that he has the whole movie. Why this is the hardest person for him to take down. The South African guy at the end with the yellow shirt, I feel like she should have been the hardest fight for him. And the one time he gets hurt, because she's also a beekeeper, so that means she should be like kind of on your same level. So it just, like I said, a good sequence, but it also doesn't make sense that they only send that one beekeeper to kill him, and then the agency is just like, oh well, we couldn't kill him, whatever. Like, why y'all ain't send more to go get him? Why we just send one, she dies, and we just don't send no more? I don't know. It didn't make any sense for me. So overall, a really horrendous script, but it's worth the watch for me because of the action and because of Jason Statham. If you like seeing Jason Statham play Jason Statham and you can turn your brain off and not think too much into the story and, get a little dumber listening to the horrendous dialogue and just have fun with the action and just watching Jason Statham do his thing, then it's definitely worth the watch. But I actually feel like I had a lot of fun with this movie. I'm one of those people, I can just enjoy a brainless, dumbed down, terribly written movie as long as like there's something, and the something in this is Jason Statham and the action sequences and the hand-to-hand combat. All of that is, like really fine to me. Like I thought it was like really on a high scale, but that's why I'm like, it feels like you're watching two different movies. It's like the director did his thing with what we're watching visually, but the writer ain't know what he was doing, or she, I don't know who wrote the movie, but it's like the writer ain't know what they was doing. So it's kind of like too, it's like dumbass dialogue, even from like, oh my God, the stuff they had Jason Statham say, child. But visually, it's all really good. But let's see what else this guy did, because I was really impressed with the director. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought the director did really good. And whoever was like the stunt coordinator and all that stuff. But even with just how like the shots and stuff are, how it's shot, because a lot of times when you get action and you get fighting, it could be one of those things where you can really barely see what the hell is going on. Let's see what else he directed. Wait, hold on. Now don't take. I did the wrong thing. Okay, writer and director. Oh, I hated The Tax Collector with Shia LaBeouf. And I will never forget watching the preview for The Tax Collector. And I was actually kind of hyped. Like, I actually was like, oh, okay, let me get into this. Okay. My mother loves that movie, Bright. I really ain't care for it, but I didn't even finish it. I saw it for like 10 minutes. Y'all know I just saw the first Suicide Squad for the first time. I have not seen this one yet. I love Sabotage with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's a good ass movie that I never hear nobody talk about. I never saw these other ones. I love Street Kings. Okay, see, I know it was the reason why I like the person who directed this. See, he got some cuts in here. If y'all never heard, I love Street Kings. Like I'm about to go watch Street Kings. Y'all, if y'all have not seen Street Kings, it got Keanu Reeves. It got Forrest Whitaker, the guy that played House, Hugh Laurie. It got Captain America, what's his name? Chris Evans, Terry Crews. Like, it got y'all know Common 09 acting ass. He in the movie. Common can't act to save his life. Common is the most stiff ass, dry ass, like, acting you will ever freaking come across. Like, it's really ridiculous. We got the kid that always, yo, who is this Hispanic? I don't know his name. Noel. I can't pronounce his last name. But y'all, the Hispanic guy that don't ever play. He another actor that play the same character. We talking about Jason Statham always playing the same character. This kid always play the same character. Like, I feel bad for him. He typecast like a mug. But wait, hold on. Let's get back to what. Wait, hold on now. What? No, y'all go back. Thank you. But this movie is so good. It's pretty much about corrupt cops. And Keanu Reeves is like a corrupt cop, but like a good cop, because like he saved some kidnapped girls, whatever, but it's all this big corruption. But then when this one cop is like rumored to be about to bring everybody down that's crooked, he gets killed, and Keanu Reeves is kind of set up for it. And he ends up, hold on now, child. Let me take this off here before they flag me with that damn preview playing. But yeah, this guy did some good stuff. What did he? Yeah, he's done some good stuff. So yeah. I just wish somebody wrote a better script for him with this Beekeeper movie. I can't remember what I thought about the when it came to whoever directed the Tax Collector. I just remember I hated that movie. Oh, he wrote some stuff. Oh God, he wrote the Tax Collector. Oh, he wrote Training Day. He didn't just. Oh, you know what? Antoine Fuqua is the one who directed Training Day. I'm tripping. So he wrote Training Day. He wrote Sabotage. I love Sabotage. I never saw End of Watch because I don't like found footage, and I feel like I remember that was found footage. Oh my God, the old SWAT from the early 2000s. I love that movie with was it Samuel Jackson and Colin Farrell and LL Cool J and my girl Michelle Rodriguez, where like this rich guy who's a bad guy, he gets arrested and he's like, I'll give $1 million to whoever, break me out of jail. So now SWAT gotta, transport him and fight off all the people that want the money. And then I feel like it was some cops that was also trying to break him out to get the money, if I remember correctly. That one was really good too. I haven't seen it in ages, but I used to love it. Oh my God. He wrote U571. That is my ish. Oh my, okay, yeah. I knew it was a reason I like this guy. I knew it was a reason. U571 is my ish. It got Matthew McConaughey and a bunch of, I think Harvey Keitel was in U5. Was he in there? A German submarine is boarded by disguised American submariners trying to capture the Enigma cipher machine. My God, Bill Paxton was in here. And I'm not even one for like war movies. That's not my judge. But this one is so free. Oh God, I forgot John Bon Jovi was in here, child. This was really good. Like, I love that movie. When I tell you, I will stand by this. Hold on. People always love to talk about like the best era of movies being like the 80s or the 70s. I will stand on the hill, die on the hill, that the 20th century was the best decade of movies. And I used to always say the 90s, but I feel like maybe I was biased because that's when I grew up in the 90s and that I loved all those movies and stuff. But I really feel like the 20th century, best decade of movies, and then I'll say the 90s was the best decade of movies. But yeah, he got some good stuff. Now he got some misses. Everything wasn't a hit, but hey, everything won't be a hit. But the stuff that was hits was hits. But thank you so much for watching this video, for supporting the channel. Make sure you hit like on this video. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe. And if you have any other recommendations that I should watch that you want to hear me talk about, then make sure you leave it in the comments. But I forgot to rate this one. The Beekeeper, I would give a solid, I want to say a 5 out of 10, but the script is so abysmal, I'm going to have to say a 4 out of 10. I would give this a 4 out of a 10, because I feel like I want to say a 5 to say it's like an average movie, because I love the action in here and I love Jason Statham, but the script and the story is just so bad. I gotta say below average. But thank you so much, guys, and I will see you in the next one.